Like said in Lion King, there's a circle of life. We all get old at some point. When we do get old, we might need medical attention that a convalescent home has the potential to give. Today I want to describe to you the advantages and disadvantages of convalescent homes. I have worked in a convalescent home for 6 months now, and so I have gotten a little bit of experience. Eventually everyone's parents will get old, or you yourself get into that stage of life, or even get a medical problem. So first, I'm going to talk about what a convalescent home is, then I'm going to talk about what the good aspects are, and then I'm going to talk about the bad. So first, what is a convalescent home? Merriam-Webster dictionary defines convalescent home as an institution for care. Convalescent homes consist of a majority of older generation people, but do consist of a little bit of younger generation. Patients here come for either a short time or a long time, depending on what they need. For example, a short-term patient can be needing rehab for things like recovering from surgery or trying to gain movement in paralyzed limbs. Then there are long-term for people who have like dementia or Alzheimer's. So to treat these people are CNAs like me who help the residents with showering, shaving, changing diapers. We also feed patients if it's needed. Then there are the LVNs, which give medications and change feeding tubes and stuff like that. Then there's one RN supervisor who works with families or new patients coming in and also does the IVs needed. So workers here can help patients from long-term to short-term care. Next, I would like to point out the advantages of convalescent homes. One advantage is that this is someplace that you can put someone that needs help. With round-the-clock care, you can always rely on them giving medications if it's needed, or if there's an emergency, there's always someone that can help. If a person can't be helped in their own home, like they just recovered from surgery and they're bedridden, so they can't do a lot of things by themselves, they can come to this place and get the help they needed. Or if they have dementia and are confused and can get a little combative sometimes, then it will be easier to put that person in a convalescent home. This place has a lot of safety features too that are for people who have fall risks and fall out of bed or walking and fall. Another advantage would be that the environment in convalescent homes are very social. This is an example of a monthly calendar that with every other hour it's an activity. Daily activities include crafts, bingo, movies, etc. The daily bingo at my work allows residents to win prizes, and no matter what the prize is, they're always like brightened because they like the prize. The daily bingo gives a social aspect because they always ask when it is or what time it is or what kind of presents are there that day. According to an article by Disabled World, residing in a nursing facility provides seniors with a built-in social network of their peers. Activities directors also include holiday parties with specialized food and family invited. There are some good things about convalescent homes that I explained, but next we'll go on to the other spectrum, the disadvantages. So first, the expense. This is a chart showing the average cost of care in 2012. So the private room, which is the red, means like 2-bedroom beds, and then the semi-private room is 4 beds per bedroom. So in California itself, for a semi-private room, it's more money than a private room, and then the private room is $120,000. According to an article by U.S. Department of Health and Human Services in 2016, the national average is $225 a day, or $6,844 per month, which that is equivalent to $82,128 a year, which that means that one went up $1,000 since 2012. Then an article from 2017 from Senior Living, the author says that the average monthly living cost of a convalescent home in California is $10,000 per month, so that means that the semi-private room went up to $120,000 per month. So the cost has increased since 2012. On top of high living costs, there's also the cost of rehab or speech therapists or physical therapists on top of the living costs. These prices may vary slightly because of insurance, but most of the time it doesn't really decrease much. And also insurance puts a limit on sometimes on your stay depending on what you need. Another disadvantage is that there is no privacy in convalescent homes. Like I said before, you either have one other patient in your room, or there's three other patients in your room if it's a full room. There are always nurses coming in and out, either it's CNAs or LVNs tending to either you or to other people, even all throughout the night. The biggest said problem was the food quality. According to interviews done by Daily News, each year one of the biggest complaints is food. Tuesday seminars focused on a better dining experience in nursing homes, and residents complained about small portions, uncooked food, and bland options. So I took a picture of a tray as I was feeding a patient, and can you see that? Yeah. Okay. So this is for a puree diet. It's for people who can't chew or can't swallow good. So to me, that looks like dog food, but and they have to eat that. And then so I don't know exactly what that is, but that is salad mixed with water in a blender. And then the little part up there is a peanut butter cookie blended. And then at least they get like ice cream, but it's no sugar added, so is it really ice cream? And then, so then I took a picture of what everybody was eating that day. And then, so the picture's kind of bad, but this is tuna and egg with no mayo and no bread. So it's like a tuna salad sandwich, but not. And then a bread roll and salad with no dressing. And then that is a soup, but instead of noodles, it's oatmeal pieces and then peaches and stuff. Lastly, and just another disadvantage is there's a lot of short staffing in the convalescent homes because not a lot of people want to work in this place, which makes the CNAs or the LVNs have less of a time to spend with you because they're rushing to get done. So after reviewing all the advantages and disadvantages, you can clearly see that there are more impactful disadvantages. Hopefully by now you understand that maybe putting your parent or even yourself in a convalescent home will maybe be, thank you.
Andrea, are you here? No. I think that there's a good introduction here, but it gets rushed very quickly, and it needs to be a little bit more elaborate to pull us in at the beginning of the speech. But you do have all of the essential characteristics that you want to have in an introduction. It just, like everything was done in 30 seconds, and there's not anything that's particularly compelling about it. I do think that the material is full of research that you've provided. You've got your personal experience that you get to use also, but there's detailed information about the different nursing levels, about the costs that was cited very clearly, about some of the issues that are faced by the patients. I think that you did a pretty good job providing us with background information on the subject. That was clear. When we got to the advantages, it did feel a little bit like in the advantage section there was some repetition, and we were bouncing around back and forth between a couple of points. I saw that less later on in the presentation. It felt a little bit less repetitive as you were talking about some of the other issues that are involved there. But the organization and the transitions were very clear in the speech. And like I said, the source citations were also very clear in the presentation. The visuals, I did think that the cost comparisons that you did at the end were effective, and the food comparison, editorial comments aside, I thought that was pretty reasonable. The puree diet, I think you do kind of explain what's going on there, and you don't particularly, let's face it, when you puree food, it's not going to be all that attractive. So, but when you have patients who can't swallow very well or can't chew, they don't have teeth or whatever it happens to be that is their problem, that makes sense. You can't even put it in a straw because some of them won't do that kind of thing. He's got to been there, done that to some degree. The slide that you had that had the schedule on it, you know, it's a whole month that we're seeing, and I can't pick out any of the individual dates and what's going on any of those dates. So it would have probably been more useful to maybe have 1 or 2 days on there and say, and then you have something like this every day of the month, so we can see a little bit clearer what the heck is going on. I know that it maybe not as convenient to do that, but I think it probably would have given us a little bit more insight into what the activities and those sorts of things are. You mentioned a couple of potential issues that might need to be discussed more. The shortage of people providing assistance, you know, lack of what you call them, CNAs. Probably is something that's important. The classification of the different nursing levels is mostly explained by some function that they perform, and I thought that you did okay at identifying that. I do think that there could be a little bit more information about that and how important those are depending upon the kind of facility that you're dealing with. So there's an opportunity to maybe expand a little bit more. But you did, I thought, a pretty good job on most of those things. All right, thank you.